Good afternoon to our viewers in Switzerland, and good morning to those connecting from across Latin America. My name is Tatiana Gaspar, and I take tremendous pleasure in welcoming you in the name of the Latin American Chamber of Commerce in Switzerland to our webinar, Innovation Unleashed, celebrating the innovative power of Swiss companies. Innovation is the lifeblood of successful companies in today's fast-paced and competitive landscape. It's not just about creating something new, it's about finding better ways to solve problems, meet customer needs, and stay ahead of the curve. When I first discussed with my peers in the Swiss Chambers of Commerce in Latin America the idea of preparing a joint webinar, most of us immediately found that innovation was a very appropriate topic that we should explore, allowing their corporate members to showcase their particular innovative edge. There was so much enthusiasm and readiness to contribute that I decided to split the webinar into 2 volumes, presenting on each of the dates, June 11 and June 19, 3 different companies. Today is volume 1 with ABB, Nestlé, and SIGPA. I am delighted and honored to introduce our panelists. Carolina da Silva at the Swiss Chamber in Uruguay made sure that we could count on the participation of Santiago Casas, CEO of Nestlé Uruguay. Bienvenido, Santiago. Qué gusto. Your topic is Performing while transforming, innovative mindset as a fuel for growth. With the kind support of Constanza Cárdenas from the Swiss Chamber in Chile, it was possible to ensure the participation of Martín Castellucci, country manager for Chile and Peru at ABB, who is joining us from Lima. Welcome to the panel, Martín. Es un placer.
Thanks.
The topic of your presentation is Let's Write the Future Together. Thanks to the cooperation of Emilia Pfeiffer from the Swiss Chamber in Mexico, we will enjoy the presentation of Pascal Marmier and Elizabeth Wallace, Director and Manager, respectively, of Unlimit Trust Campus at SIGPA. Bonjour, and a warm welcome to both of you.
Hello.
Bonjour. You will speak about how a 100-year-old company is building a unique innovation ecosystem, SIGPA and the economy of trust. Dear viewers, after each of the presentations, I will ask our panelists the first couple of questions, but this is meant to be an interactive session with Q&A from you. We have time reserved for this at the end, but you can write us your questions at any time. Please don't forget to mention to whom they are addressed. Best just write the company at the beginning. Now I don't want to take more time, and I'm inviting first Santiago Casas from Nestlé Uruguay to speak. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Tatiana, for the introduction. And good afternoon, good morning to everyone. It's a great pleasure to be a part of this panel today to talk a little bit about innovation at Nestlé Uruguay. But first, I'll start with a very brief, and believe me, it's going to be brief, introduction of Nestlé. Although most of you might already know the company, you might ignore how it all started. And it started with an entrepreneur, Henry Nestlé himself, who in 1867 created an infant cereal named Fariné Lactée, designed for infants who couldn't be breastfed, to tackle high mortality rates in Europe. So you can see how innovation is part of our DNA since its foundation and fulfilling our purpose, as it's written at the bottom of this slide, unlocking the power of food to enhance quality of life for everyone, today and for generations to come. Today, Nestlé has more than 158 years. It employs over 270,000 people around the world, with presence in 188 countries, and it is the biggest food and bev company with a net revenue a bit over 90 billion Swiss francs. So let's quickly zoom in to Nestlé Uruguay. And Nestlé Uruguay has been present in the country for almost 50 years. And it all started, as it always does, with an entrepreneur with Hispanic roots, Homero Fernandez, who in 1846 created the first soluble coffee in Uruguay under the brand Bracafé. 30 years later, Nestlé acquired this brand together with two very strong local brands, Bascolet and Copacabana, within the cocoa beverage category. Then entered the roast and ground coffee business with El Chana. This is a very, very strong local brand that is turning 125 years this year in Uruguay. And since then, you can see the business evolution, the category expansion across many, many well-known global brands, most of them and some other local. When you look at the last 50 years of Nestlé in Uruguay, it has been very, very dynamic and fast evolving. But in 2018, we reached a significant milestone that changed the history of the company in Uruguay. We went from a local operation to transform the business into a premium coffee exporters. And we go back in time in 2018, the group has decided to invest on a new factory, new distribution center, new head office, all together located in one single site. And with this decision, established Uruguay's factory as a roast and ground factory lighthouse for LATAM. We decided to install an exclusive production line to produce Starbucks at home. You need to have in mind that there are only 4 factories in the Nestlé world that produce Starbucks, and one is located in Uruguay. Those days, the partnership with Starbucks was struck in US and globally, and the decision was to make Uruguay as the production hub for the region. I'll explain a little bit later the main reasons why this decision was made, but perhaps one of the most important elements is that in Uruguay, you can bring coffee beans from everywhere around the world without losing its origins. While in producing countries, you can only use local beans, and that's really an added value from Uruguay. So out of a sudden, in less than 3 years, we went from a local business to export to 17 countries in all continents, close to 25 products, 14 coffee blends, and a bit less than 2,000 tons, which for a country as Uruguay is very significant. And we exported everywhere and to countries with the highest quality standards, like China, Malaysia, New Zealand, UK, Brazil, Central America, Chile, Argentina, and we did it in a very, very successful way. So when you think about it, it's a big transformation, how this was possible. And first, I would say, yeah, through a state-of-the-art factory, cutting-edge technology, we transform the way we operate it and connect it and ultimately deliver value to our customers and consumers. And this was paving the way for a new era of innovation and growth. But the only way we could do this was through our teams. And we had to invest on our teams to upskill and reskill them. We put a bit more than 5,000 hours of continuous training, including trips to Europe, where the Center of Excellence is located, in order to equip them with the skills needed to embrace this change, this transformation. There were new technologies, new ways of working, and ultimately it was driving innovation across the whole organization. I'm proud today to say that we provide support from Nestlé Uruguay to all the Nestlé factories around the region, because we do not only export value-added products, but also knowledge and expertise directly from Uruguay. So when you look at our export model, is rooted in a deep understanding, knowledge, and coffee expertise. We structured this process with 3 streams. I will play now a very short video to explain what is the Coffee Lab all about.
We don't have a tone.
Okay, let's see if we can fix it. Maybe you turn on your volume there.
Introducing our Coffee Lab. You are 5 choices away from your perfect coffee blend. First, select your coffee bean from a wide range of 100% responsible source variety. Then, select your blend. Third, select your roast. Then, select your grind, or develop your whole bean coffee. Last, but not the least, select your pack. From Uruguay to the world.
So it's a very simple 5 steps process that altogether it's very agile. It can take up to 3 to 4 months to have the definitive recipe. And this is where flexibility comes in. We can produce small batches, hence allowing for customization. And this is, in a way, what differentiates us from competitors and keep us ahead of the curve. And it's a very, very, again, in a nutshell, this is a simple way of explaining our exportation model. I already mentioned about accessibility. We can bring coffee beans from anywhere in the world and build on those. But let me just say that innovation is not only about one category or one part of the organization. It really goes across the whole value chain. And in order to grasp all those opportunities and stay ahead of the curve, we must have a winning portfolio. This requires to keep up with market trends, evolving consumer needs, and ultimately gaining consumers' preference. We have focused on developing a portfolio that resonates with consumers, offering them the best quality, but also the variety of choice. We are currently going through a complete renovation of our Nescafé portfolio that we hit the shelves later this year. And we believe it will be a great success. We are very, very confident about that. And this is very much linked to the second bucket, which is this consumer centricity. It's really putting consumers at the center of everything we do. It's understanding them on a deeper level. It's about what they say, but also about what they don't say. It's about meeting their needs. And also delivering something that fulfill their expectations. We have recently launched an indulgent snack under our Nestlé chocolate brand that delivers a sensational and unique product experience, and is doing very, very well these days in the marketplace. Digital transformation, it's everywhere. It's everywhere in the organization, in most functions, most processes. And for example, we have it very much intrinsically in our operations with digital tools and platforms. We have enhanced our efficiency and streamlined the processes in our factory in order to gain competitiveness. This is something that is a must to keep up with the evolution of the market. And another aspect where innovation comes to life is on sustainable packaging. As a company, we made a public commitment, and in order to deliver on those commitments, we have partner with suppliers, work with our R&D center to deliver and develop packaging solutions that respond to minimize our environmental footprint and making a more sustainable future. In this case, I'm proud to say that, for example, our cocoa beverage portfolio is 100% designed for recycling. So you can see that innovation goes across the whole value chain, and it's definitely shaping our business, shaping the way we connect with consumers and we deliver our products and our solutions. So just to finalize, I like to highlight what I consider is needed to foster innovation across the business successfully. And a lot has to do with having the right mindset. This is about staying curious, staying creative, continuous learning, allowing the teams to take more risk. This is also about eliminating this idea of failure. I believe there is no such a thing as failure in the organization. You move from one learning to another, and as long as you do not commit the same mistake twice, you're getting a step closer to the final solution. And that's how you make real progress in business. Another important element is to understand that solutions may not come from one person or only from one person, but also from different people at different moments in time. For that, it's key to have cross-functional teams that work together, that collaborate together. And in order for that to happen, you must embrace an inclusive leadership, a diverse leadership, creating the right working environment for these behaviors to flourish. Additionally, and this is something difficult for most, is that you must stay humble and understand that solutions may not always come from inside of the organization. Hence, strategic partnerships and alliances are key on this area. Digital transformation is a no-brainer. The earlier you embrace it, the sooner you'll reach to solutions faster and in better shape, and most probably the more efficient way also. And as I mentioned before, I would say last but not least, it's about consumer centricity. Whatever you do, you can't fall in love with your own products and solutions. They must serve and respond to specific consumer needs. They must gain their preference every single time. They must do the job for consumers. They are the ones who are paying our salaries. So with this, I reach the end of the presentation. I just wanted to keep it light and on time, I hope, Tatiana. So thank you for this opportunity of sharing a little bit of what we do here in Nestlé Uruguay.
Thank you very much for this compelling presentation, Santiago. You have actually already answered most of the questions that I prepared. So now I have to think of another one. Let's see. Can you tell me more, or can you tell us in more detail about the benefits of this extended customer experience and how the success reflects on the company and inspires the staff and yourself?
Absolutely, and that's a great question, Tatiana. The customers want to co-create their own products, and the steps they go through, we bring them to our factory. They see the green coffee, the processes. They do a tasting. They select their own beans, their own blends. Everyone is so extremely excited about this creation, and of course our experts guide them through the whole process. So there is a deep, as I mentioned, deep consumer and coffee expertise. But I believe when you build these strong bonds, those partnerships are made to last very, very long.
Thank you. I actually have here one question from our honorary ambassador, Dr. Philip Nell. This new plant was set up in Uruguay. What were the decisive comparative advantages of Uruguay as compared to other locations, such as, for instance, Chile, Costa Rica, or Mexico?
Well, that's also a good question. And perhaps what I can share on this one is, as I mentioned before, first of all, if you are producing a green coffee market, you can only produce, or you're only allowed to use local coffee beans. That's the case of Brazil, Costa Rica. You can only use the coffee beans that are harvested locally. And as you know, for Starbucks and for many other blends, we mix coffees and green coffee from different parts of the earth. That's one. Then I must say that the government here in Uruguay is very supportive of investing and some benefits that allow and foster this investment. It also is important, the location of Uruguay for Mercosur is quite relevant, being Brazil one of the main markets for coffee. So yeah, I would say in a nutshell, those three are very important ones. And I must not avoid mentioning the team, the people, the expertise. We had already a roasted ground coffee and teams that are very, very knowledgeable here in Uruguay.
Thank you very much, Santiago. Now we look forward to Martin Castellucci from ABB Chile and Peru and his presentation. Please, Martin, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. I hope you can see my presentation and today is already working. Thanks a lot. I will present what is ABB and how we write the future together as ABB. Here, this is our space in Santiago in the Costanera Center. We're in that building. I will tell you about ABB first. What is ABB? ABB have more than 100,000 employees, is more than 100 countries, has revenue approximate about $32 billion. They have a mix between the three regions, Europe, Americas, and EMEA. In Chile, we are part of Americas region. ABB, for the people that do not know ABB, what do ABB? ABB is the classic company that you mentioned, B2B, industrial companies. And we are leading in electrification and automation. And all that we need for the new world, what is this digitalization. And also, one of the key part of us is that we are working to sustainable and the resource efficient for the future. What is important for ABB? The sustainability. Every day, we need to keep better the planet, be sure we achieve the target that we have as a company and also as the world have for 2050. And how we doing this? Creation, addressing the challenge of the energies, transformation industry, and also leading with technology. These are the key factors that ABB use for create innovation. This is part of our board. I will go fast here. ABB has four main business areas: electrification, motion, process automation, and robotic and discrete automation. Electrification is all about electrical stuff that we use in our house, and even reaching medium voltage size, that medium voltage we use for a big building and this type of solution, and also for changing high voltage energy to low voltage energy. And also we have e-mobility there that I will give an example for e-mobility. Motion, when the division for motion is talking about drives and motors. These are the key part. And also we have a division that talk about traction. This division, the traction, is about the trains and how we support all that industry. Process automation is our industry area that goes closer with these 4 divisions that have energy, process industry, marine and port, and measure and analytic. And I will give 2 examples. One is about process industry, about e-mining, and the other one is marine and port that I will show one example about the new vessel that is creating in this building in Chile. And the other area is robotics and machine automation. Robotics, maybe I really like to say that is the fancy area because it's a more attractive one. We have robotic cobots, that they're robots that are able to work with people. And also we have all the solution for industrial robot, for a car plant, and this type of solution that it has in the industry. ABB is one of the top 1 or 2 robot suppliers in the world. This is our sustainable strategy, really important for today, and actually is a key purpose for our innovation area and research and development in ABB. And what are we looking for? ABB is enabled to have a low carbon society. This is really important to achieve 250 target, also for us in our products, in our plants, and also helping our customer and the industry to reduce the carbon contamination. Then ABB also promote the progress, taking care about our partners, suppliers, and community. This aspect is pretty much that what are we talking today about ESG, and what is important for ABB about how our relationship between with the social communities, and also the relationship that have our suppliers and our customer with the communities where they develop the industry or the business. And also both are these 3 topics are let's say leading by integrity and transparency, and also we preserve resource. This is really important, how we the optimization of our product or our system help us the world to preserve the resource, meaning use less and or also using green energy. ABB in Chile is 400 employees, 2 offices, around $300 million, and we have the same 4 business areas in Chile. We have around, this is our committee for Chile, and also the representing manager for each one of the division. We have two offices in Chile, one, the new one in Costanera Center, and we have a floor there that has 360 degrees, and we can see 360 degrees view, and we can see all the city. And then we have a workshop for for drives, that we repair drives for one of the division that is motion, that is in NEA area. We have in Chile around 69 years, and we are preparing to have a celebration next year for our 70 years in Chile. Now I will talk you about the 3 innovation we have. I will try to be, as most clear possible and easy to understand, because they are technical solutions that maybe are too technical, but I'm not the technical guy, so I will explain in an easy word, but it's important that you try to understand or make a question about the solution that I will explain to you. The first one is a solution that is really an innovation for Chile, is that we solve a solution for a hybrid electric vessel. This vessel, we have a propulsion that, this one has a solution that is IC-Pod. IC-Pod is a solution that ABB has, that is the propeller that is able to move in 360 degrees and don't need a rudder. This helps to consume less and also help the vessel to move faster and an easy way. This solution is the first time we are going to implement in America. It's going to be performed in Chile. And our customer is a company for Chile that will use this vessel to go to the Antarctic. This vessel is hybrid electric, so have less consume of the diesels in the way we work, and also have a lot of battery that keep where the boat is moving, is creating also energy to move later with the batteries for the electric part of the boat. This is a really good innovation, and it's the first in America, and will be performed in Chile. Second one, I will tell you about Terra 360. For the people that do not know ABB, ABB is maybe one or two top in e-chargers. E-chargers are the chargers for electrical cars or trucks that is in the market today. We have the fastest charger in the world that is able to charge for 100 kilometers in 3 minutes, and the car in 100% in 8 minutes. This charger give us the possibility to speed the charging in a station, and also has all the technology to accept any type of charger. You know that they have different type of charger depending of the brand or depending of the let's see, China have a different one, Europe have a different one, adapter to charge the cars. So these cables are really adaptable and easy to use. They have also a screen that you touch the screen, and it's really easy to use. These are examples that we have our products 360 charger for trucks, station, highway charging. And this example here is in Chile. I don't know for everyone that is in the call that outside of China, the second country with more, the first country outside of China with more electrical bus is Chile. Santiago de Chile have the float bigger outside of China. Also, let's see, competing with Bogota, Colombia, because maybe someone from Colombia here, and Bogota and Chile is always fighting who is the first one outside of China with electrical bus. This is really good for the city and have a green mobility. We have this solution implemented for the buses and in Santiago de Chile, and also in the main station we have in pretty much all the city around the country with a partner Copec with a solution Voltex, the ABB charger. All these ABB, they are not the 360, but other chargers. So this innovation for us is really important because we are helping Chile to develop the e-mobility, and also with the trust in our equipment that can be monitoring from distance, and also be able to charge any type of car with adapters that help the implementation of using electrical car that today in Chile is improving, but still below 1% of utilization. Then we are going to introduce about e-mine. E-mine is a new concept that we talk about how we electrify the mine. This is always important to understand that the electrification of the mine, the main reason here is that we use green energy also. You know, solar and wind in case of Chile that are available almost in all parts, especially in the north, we have solar. In the south, we have wind. This solution that we have today in ABB and we are ready to implement with one of our customers is about the trolley. This trolley is, maybe the solution is not too new because it's a fast charger in a car, in a truck that goes with the word, I don't know the word in English, but in Spanish, catenaria, that is the top of the truck, have the connection with the cables. And during this period of like a trolley, the truck is charging. What is important about this solution? Just to the people that do not know, these trucks, big trucks, have normally each wheel has an electrical motor that is receiving energy from a diesel motor inside of the truck. So when we connect the truck to the line, the combustion motor to work, and the electricity goes from the net directly to each wheel. So that also helps to improve the speed. The truck also can reducing for sure fuel, diesel, and improving our, let's see, the green solution for ABB. I will not go into the technical, all the solution we have about how we create the solution with all ABB product of electrification. And the important thing is that we will reduce CO2 emission, speed go faster, reduce the cost, reduce maintenance, and fast ROI for investment purpose. So solution is a really looking into and how this let's see, solution again, sorry, for the trucks can reduce a lot of the contamination or the emission that the mining industry has. Also, told you about that ABB with Formula E, we are working together about for the electric mobility. And ABB is a partner for Formula E, and the people that knows Formula E is like a Formula One race, but for electric car. This is really important because we are improving the way we charge the cars, and also we are helping the industry to innovate. For example, one innovation about in our relationship with this with Formula E. Today we're in the 7th season, but in the first season when we start, the cars, the pilot were need to change a car in the middle of the race. They used to use 2 cars, and the first car was for the first car for the race, and then go to the pits, change the car, and then move to another new car with battery, full battery. Today, the battery of the cars are able to use for full race. So this is really important because it's the way we help to promote the race, but also help to innovate and improve the technology to have a better world and be more sustainable. So this is our link about ABB. And this is all.
Thank you very much, Martin, for this insightful presentation. I'm not a technical girl either, but I find it fascinating. You demonstrate how companies such as ABB embraces transformation and innovation by understanding in depth how society and its environment are linked together. What would you say makes Chile particular in this context? And where do you see the main differences, if any, to, for example, Peru?
For us in Chile and also Peru, I think we are critical countries for the future. We have copper, and all the electromobility and the new solution for green energy is part of our natural resource. So I believe that we play a critical role here, and we need to be able to extract our mineral resource in the best way to help the world to be more clean and more green. So I think this solution is important because the world will need more copper, and I think that maybe the 2 biggest countries are Chile and Peru. And beside that, we need to help the industry to be more green, because the idea is to be green all the world. So it's important the way we extract this mineral is in a better way, in a sustainable way. And we are, I think Chile is a critical role. And also last week was the Elena, for our economy secretary from Switzerland, was in Chile, and we have the opportunity to participate with her, and she was really positive surprise about the competence of the mining industry in Chile and how ABB also can support this development to have a more sustainable industry.
Thank you very much, Martin. I think it's time now to witness the presentation by Pascal Marmier and Elizabeth Wallace from SIGPA Unlimited Trust. Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much, Tatiana. I must say I'm very impressed with the two former presentations. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to beat polar vessels and Formula One, but what I'd like to present to you all is a new campus, is a new innovation center that was created by SIGPA. Do you see my screen? Yes, I think you see my screen. Okay.
Yes, we do.
So this innovation center is actually based in Switzerland, although we have a lot of activities in South America. It's called Unlimited Trust Campus. It was launched just a year ago officially by a company called SIGPA. SIGPA is a market leader in secure inks and secured traceability and supply chain solutions. So the campus is near Lausanne, if you know the region. I will tell you a little bit more about SIGPA if you don't know, because it's a corporate companies that has been implanted in the region for many years, almost 100. It was founded in 1927. It provides technologies around the world to around 180 countries. It has about 3,000 employees, and about 10% of them are in research and innovation. So we're really committed to bringing forward new ideas and developing new technologies. And SIGPA made the choice to continue having its research and innovation center in Switzerland. We have many scientific competencies in chemistry, physics, material science, photo optics, and more, of course, we're going towards digital data science, data analytics, digital platforms. At the moment, we have around 50 ongoing technology collaborations. If you look at the activities per sector for SIGPA, we go from currency, so that's protecting sovereign monetary systems, that's protecting money issued by central banks. We do brand protection, that's again protecting different goods from counterfeiting. We do digital identity and preserving the security of value documents. As we tend more and more towards digital solutions, the underlying common denominator all these activities is basically secure, authentic data production and management. And that means that any digital avatar that is being created of a physical product or a physical person remains true. So in 2023, we launched Unlimited Trust Campus by SIGPA. It serves as a center of excellence for the advancement of the economy of trust. And I'll give you our definition of what the economy of trust is, because it's not obvious to everyone. But basically, it's a bit what I said before. Economy of trust is about guaranteeing the secure and sustainable flow of products, services, and people all along their physical or digital journey. So the campus basically is a typical innovation center, but it's a reverse campus because it was founded by corporate companies who brought in the startups who could complement our technologies, who could help us go forward with our innovation strategy. And we also bring in the academics who complement and help our community learn and grow. So the Unlimited Trust Campus brings together tech providers. There's a lot of tech providers of all sizes, but also tech users and tech early adopters who are often investors. So the companies who are here, they are active in the digital part of techs, be it artificial intelligence, AI-powered IoTs, cryptography, blockchain, cybersecurity. We have a lot of companies involved in cybersecurity. But also we look at the physical tech and particularly the link between the two. And in physical tech, we have people who do satellite as a service, who manufacture drones, build robots, provide brand protection technologies, which are embedded into the products, etc. But what we've developed most of all, and this is where we're going forward again, is the glue around this very large community. And that's what's really important to an innovation center, to keep people together. So first of all, we built some strategic partnerships with the local authorities, that is the Canton de Vaud, and strategic partnership with EPFL. So that's one of the largest technology institutes around the world, and best ranked. They're here present physically on campus. And we brought together the startups, the big, the medium-sized corporates, the investors, the academics, and the institutions. As I said, what's important, and as we go forward, where we want to really strengthen the community that we have around us, is that we want to offer more. And I think that's the recipe for a good innovation center, is to keep providing different programs that help innovate. So incubation services and support services to startups through mentoring, coaching, access to funding, access to business angels, provide them with tech labs where they can demonstrate their cutting edge technology and all their creativity. We have to help catalyze all this community through exchange events. Last year, we had over 100 events that brought people together. This year, it's also going at a very great pace. Through these events, we're creating opportunities for people to network, to access investors, to exchange, to discover more, etc. And one last part of the good recipe is that you provide opportunities to all these different players in the ecosystem to learn through continuous learning. One of the companies that we've welcomed here on top of EPFL is also providing professional training, which is also very important for entrepreneurs, for young startups. So different learning experiences, whether it's for corporate or government training, because SIGPA also delivers some government training program in the campus. Short courses about pitching, using AI for prompting, courses about finance, management, building a board. This is part of the offering we'd like to continue to explore, to build, and to deliver in the next few years. Now I hand over to my colleague Pascal Marmier.
Thank you, Elizabeth. So to give an example, here, for example, is something that really brings physical and digital together, right? Everyone has heard about AI by now. Under the umbrella of really thinking about data and giving it a certain amount of sovereignty, a small startup has joined our incubator. They managed to grow, and here you could see the device where basically you can have confidential conversation in a way that stays on a device with a lot of AI and smartness to it. Great example of a company that basically brings together a lot of what Elizabeth described. So key to it is really this notion of ecosystem. I think that's really something that the other also presenters have alluded to, is if you want to do innovation, you got to bring people together. And typically you see how a variety of players are coming together. In the case of Unlimited Trust, if we go to the next slide, you'll see that we've been really lucky to work, for example, with the region. Canton de Vaud here is the local regional authority that also financed and recognizes as one of the official innovation park in the region. Therefore, also welcoming a lot of visitors from abroad and giving us, that's why, for example, today I'm in London, like connecting to other ecosystem, including in in Latin America. We had some visitors from a variety of countries. We mentioned the university PFL, and we have also a risk capital or investor that are there, as well as large corporate. I think a lot of you would recognize SGS that keeps an innovation antenna on campus. So the ecosystem is here because we have the view that SIGPA is certainly one of the driver of innovation. Again, we want to bring it abroad. So there's ways for a variety of startups and teams to also come and enjoy this ecosystem. And Trust Valley has been a very active partner for us. It's a public-private initiative, again, looking at security, digital trust, and cyber to kind of create a density of innovators and of relationships that really make the company thrive. And finally, this is an incubation program, the Trust Village. There's one in Lausanne on Unlimited Trust campus. There's one now also in Geneva. And these are great places where you meet a lot of these entrepreneurs. Typically, either they arrive and they're on the starting phase of what they develop, or they might be coming from abroad and be using the Trust Village as a launching pad. We have a wonderful company called JLO from Mexico, for example, that has been coming frequently to enjoy the ecosystem, and they're developing a very secure QR code. So we really have a growing amount of companies that can use the campus to accelerate the growth. And finally, we have this global ambition. So that's why we are happy to be here today with Elizabeth, because we see a lot of what we do in a two-way street, right? So embedding, of course, some of those solutions into what some of the large companies we saw before are doing, but also welcoming entrepreneurs from abroad so that they can themselves take advantage of everything that's going into this ecosystem and then go back home and continue to grow their company. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth and Pascal. This is uniquely fascinating. The question, can you tell us more about the criteria, how you select or admit candidates for the Unlimited Campus? Or is this just open to anybody who wants to come, who wants to apply? And for example, the startups, can you make out at an early stage in which kind of industries and environments their innovative projects might find, let's say, a natural destination? And one more, where do you see the biggest potential for and from Latin America concerning startups, concerning incubator projects?
Okay, I'll get started with this last one, and then I'll let Elizabeth do the selection. I think we saw as well a question on sustainability. Anything that has to do with amount of, I would say, climate protection, climate technologies, there's going to be a trust issue in there, right? Carbon credit is a good example. We were talking about it before. It's really difficult to build this trust. Any activities you're going to have to do where you're tracing and you're trying to authentify either products or services, same thing, there's going to be this trust layer that's going to be needed. And that's where we see a lot of value, especially now with everyone equipped with mobile. We see that there's a lot of smartness that can be built into the various activities. Elizabeth, maybe on the selection criteria.
Yeah, in terms of so selection is not really a word that I like. I have to say no, definitely we're an open campus, but we have a common theme, which is economy of trust. So basically, in terms of large corporates, any corporate who wants to carry on innovation, collaboration, work together, bring out new products and new solutions that have layers of security integrated, then welcome and be part of the community, not work behind closed walls. And as for startups, either they can just come in and join a brand new flex co-working area that we've opened exactly to respond to the demand for small office spaces and be part of a innovative community. So there's no selection there. But if you want to go through the incubating and accelerating program, which is offered by the EPFL Innovation Park and Trust Valley, then it's a selective process.
Thank you very much. I think we have a couple of questions from our audience sitting there. I will take 2 questions together for ABB, for Martin Castellucci. Martin, are you there? Yes.
Yes.
The first one is again from Philippe Nell. To which extent your innovations for the vessels and the e-mines can be extended to other Latin American countries, in particular mining countries? And then the second one also for you from Andreas Browning. What steps is ABB taking to ensure its mining operations maintain a high standard of sustainability? Does ABB purchase carbon credits?
Perfect. The first one, all the solutions that ABB has can be implemented in any industry, mining industry in the world. In Latin America, I think we have this new pilot for e-mining, for the e-trolley. And also, we are able today with the digitalization that is part of ABB solution, 800XA system, that can be managed, meaning that we have in the north of Chile, a mine that is managed and controlled by the customer in Santiago. So it's about 2 days. So this technology can be implemented in any country and any industry also. But the important thing is that ABB in Chile, Latin America, has the experts in each one of the countries to implement the solution. And this is really important because help ABB as a competence, the capability for delivery service in each country. And the second question, about how ABB is worried about sustainability. ABB is each solution or each new product is helping to be more in the production, more sustainable, having reduction of emission, and also helping customers to change and upgrade technology. Today, we have motors, for example, that are 80% more efficiency and consume around 20% of the energy 15 years ago. So this type of replacement and solution are ready to implement in any part of the world. And also, we have the same topic for robotic solution, electrification. ABB has also a technology that maybe is more easy to understand for domotica, for technology for house. This is also that our system that are able to manage and manage the consumption of energy for light. And we have another solution that for mining industry also, that maybe is the biggest, as everybody knows, that we call ventilation on demand. That is for inside mine, that we manage in each one of the tunnel how it needs to be there, and it's all digital with energy and solution that help to optimize the energy consumption, use the resource in a better way.
Thank you, Martin. Now I have a question for Pascal or Elizabeth. Is Unlimited Trust interested in building trust in climate solutions such as carbon markets? From Andreas Browning.
Yeah, so climate solutions, we have already one of the, I would say, element that really kind of cuts across all of the businesses we see and we help grow is really data. And we have a company, for example, called Smart Aero that's been doing a lot of business around the world where they really look at the digital twin of people that have solar panels, right? The digital twin is becoming more and more known. It basically allows you to have a simulation of your assets. In this case, for example, for climate, it's the panels that you have installed, right? So making sure that they're well installed, that they're well maintained and others. So that's a really good example of climate tech we have. And again, I think the trust layer can work in anything that needs to be exchanged, right? Be it money at the core of what SIGPA does, but also, of course, carbon credit and others that needs to be certified and to a certain extent authenticated along really a traceability way. So absolutely, that's something we do frequently.
Thank you very much. Now I have another question for Santiago. You're still there, good.
Yes, fire up.
Everybody talks and has been talking for a long time about a shortage of skilled workforce. What are the principal qualities of the people you lead, and especially of the new talent that you are looking to attract for Nestlé Uruguay? And how do you deal with this situation of shortage of skilled labor, or is this something you don't even know?
Well, yeah, I think that's yeah, it's a common challenge. I believe across the region. For us, we put a lot of emphasis on the behaviors, on what is perhaps wrongly called soft skills. We pay a lot of attention to that, and we've seen in our own business case that was shared today. We've seen how people with the right mindset, the right behaviors, they can really learn and evolve, and you can really equip them in that journey. And that's where very much we put our resources. For the time being, I think in Uruguay we are well placed. We are always thinking about investing investing on our people, training them to keep them up to speed. But of course, when there is no internal solution or potential candidate, we search for it. We bring the right people, the right person at the right place. That's how we do it.
Thank you very much. The hour is practically over. I have no other questions from our audience, so I would like to ask all of you one final question. What is the boldest vision and maybe the strongest wish that you have concerning the future of the organizations or companies you lead? So
I'll start. I lead the way as I started the presentation.
Sure, please.
I think for Uruguay and Nestlé in Uruguay, it's a small country, small market, but scale shouldn't prevent us to be what we think is the biggest potential for Uruguay as an innovation hub, as a test lab for the region and for the zone, because the size could give us an opportunity to test new ideas, new innovations in a controlled environment with not so much high risk, I would say, for the group, that we can quickly understand, learn, improve, and then hopefully roll it out to many other places.
Thank you. Who's next? Martin, would you like to go?
Thanks. ABB is a Swiss company, and maybe Switzerland is the most innovative country, as the reports say, in the last couple of years. So I think for us in Chile, we need to be able to implement as soon as possible all the innovation that ABB has as a company in Chile to help the future to be more sustainable, inclusive, And besides that, we have maybe a couple main industry like pulp and paper and mining that are developed will help also the rest of the world with the new solution. So I think that is the most critical part: be more sustainable, inclusive, and be sure that we speed up the innovation implementation in the Chile industry. Thanks.
Thank you, Martin. Pascal, you have the last word.
Thank you so much, Tatiana. I think bringing everything together is really creating a platform where, part of what we just heard and part of what Santiago was saying is also happening. And I think we see our role as really enablers and facilitators of this competency. And again, kind of using Switzerland as a way to upgrade, understand, and eventually deploy trust at a certain level in products and services. I think that's the vision. I'm sure Elizabeth will have a concluding word on that.
I can definitely echo that we're trying to build things in a more inclusive way and sustainable way. That's really part of the mission as well. And I hope that we can maybe collaborate with the companies who were part of this webinar on these issues.
Why not? I see synergies wherever I look. But that's up
great.
to you to connect. If you need any facilitation in connecting, let me know. But I think you should have each other's emails by now. So then the hour is over. This has been really fascinating with a wealth of diverse aspects coming together. And I want to thank you, our wonderful panelists, Santiago Casas, Martin Castellucci, Pascal Marmier, and Elizabeth Wallace, for your excellent and enlightening contributions and for making time available in your busy agendas to be with us today. What a powerful moment you have created. Thank you so much. I also wish to thank again my colleagues from the Swiss chambers in Chile, Mexico, and Uruguay for selecting and inviting our panelists and for helping me with the preparation. Dear viewers, I hope that you enjoyed this webinar as much as I did. Thank you for logging on today. As usual, we will have the recording uploaded on our YouTube channel, LATCAM Switzerland, shortly. You will also receive a Zoom inquiry tomorrow. In case some questions have not been answered, I will be very pleased to redirect them to the respective panelists. Don't forget that we have our webinar on innovation, volume 2, coming up on June 19 at the same time, introducing panelists from 3 countries and very different successful companies. I look forward to welcoming you again. Till then, be safe, all the best, and goodbye.
Gracias.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Gracias. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Au revoir.